Good morning friends, myself Amit and let us begin the Hindu analysis for 1st of September 2020. So let us begin our day in a bit different manner. Let us begin with the quote of Gandhiji which says that strength does not come from physical capacity, instead it comes from indomitable will. That is, the energy lies within us and with this energy is human will, which can make us accomplish all our desires. Okay, all our desires. So we need to be willing. जितनी भूख होगी उतना ही मिलेगा. We need to be willing for this, right? So now we should move towards our first topic of the day, which is GDP numbers fall by 23.9% in its first quarter. This has been given in recent NSO data in the first quarter for this financial year 2021. This financial year begins in March, right? It begins in March every year. In the 1st of April. It ends on March. It begins on this 1st of April. From 1st of April to 31st of March. This is the financial year cycle for India. So our first quarter, which is of this 3 months, goes from this April to June. Okay. So this first April to June quarter, in this quarter, and we have seen this COVID-19 pandemic effect. So because of this, the shrinking of economy has been 23.9%. The GDP shrinking has been 23.9%. ये एक बहुत significant number है. It's a significant shrinkage, which could lead to many other effects and consequences. Okay. So this data is given by NSO. Let us see what NSO is. So under this Ministry of Statistics Program and Implementation called MOSPI, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Okay, it has two wings. One is the statistics wings and the second one is this program implementation wing. So under the first wing comes this National Statistics Office. Okay, this statistics office provide data stats over various parameters, right, over various aspects, and which is done by these two bodies like this CSO and this NSSO, right? So all the GDP calculation etc. is done by the CSO, okay, Central Statistics Office. So NSO has given recently this data of GDP shrinkage. Okay, I think you are clear with this Ministry of Stats, MOSPI, okay, and what NSO is and how it works. Then moving to the reasons. What the reasons for this shrinkage of economy in this data released by NSO, and this the reasons for this 23.9% shrinkage is coming to the pre-COVID reasons. So the pre-COVID reasons were this GST plus demonetization. We were actually having this slump, economic slump, even before this COVID-19. Okay, even before the COVID-19. And the problem before this COVID-19 were these many, like this GST and demonetization implementation by the government of India has led to, earlier we had this 8% growth rate, but due to this we witnessed a fall in growth rate, and now we had 6 to 7% growth rate in last 2 to 3 years, right? Then there was ongoing trade wars and global slowdown. We have seen that there were trade wars between China and USA. Then there was also trade war between India, USA. Okay, so there was global slump in demand, and this global slump in demand also had effect on our exports. So this also led to decline in our exports, right? So this led to decline in our GDP growth rate. Okay, so this has created a vicious demand cycle. As this economy is contracted, so due to this GDP contraction, it is leading to contraction in jobs, which is leading to contraction in demand, okay, which is then again leading to contraction in GDP. So it has created a kind of vicious cycle. So we need to improve on this cycle, and for this we need to focus on each and every aspect. The first one could be the job creation. Okay, the government wants to focus on this part. So what are the post-COVID, what are the effects that has been come after this COVID-19? So it has halted the economy. The lockdown which has been created by the government after this COVID-19 effect has led to decline or halting of economic activity in entire nation. Our MSME sector, micro, small and medium enterprises, has been suffering its worst scenario. Okay, then there has been the contracting of demand, that I told you that the joblessness has been increased, and this has led to decline in demand, and both the rural and urban demand are on decline. Okay, then tax revenue contraction has been there. Since the economic activity has been halted, the revenues generated by the government has declined to a very lower levels. Recently, we saw that the cess on GST, which was implemented by the central government for compensating the state's GST, okay, shortfalls, has witnessed only 22% collection of the of this जो प्रिडिक्ट किया था उस प्रिडिक्शन का केवल 22% ऑफ द एक्सपेक्टेड हम कलेक्ट कर पाए ऑफ द एंटायर ईयर. सो एंड इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड कि 2021 में ये और भी कम हो जाएगा, जिसकी वजह से वी द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट वोंट बी एबल टू कंपनसेट टू द स्टेट. So these are the problems that have been arise due to this post COVID-19 scenario. Okay, and also Dr. Srivastava, who has been giving this information, he says that the hopes of economic revival are grim, and they are expected to remain or they would prevail for coming years. So revival की जो chances हैं वो काफ़ी grim हैं. We recently saw that this S&P and Fitch gave that we need to grow around 8% for creation of jobs, for providing jobs to Indians, rising population. But the conditions are going to be grim for coming years as per this data, right? So with this recent data, it is now expected that Indian economy would contract by 5 to 7% in the financial year 21. Okay, इस बार financial year 21 में हम देखेंगे 5 to 7%. And even there are experts who say कि 10% से भी ज़्यादा contraction हो सकता है. There can be even more than 10% contraction in economy in this financial year 2021. और इससे पहले जो इंडियन इकोनॉमी में कॉन्ट्रैक्शन देखने को मिला था, द लास्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्शन दैट वी विटनेस्ड इन इंडियन इकोनॉमी वाज ड्यूरिंग दिस 1979 to 80, जब मोरारजी देसाई की गवर्नमेंट थी. ओके, जनता पार्टी गवर्नमेंट, मोरारजी देसाई गवर्नमेंट. And those who have read a bit about economy, they might be knowing that rolling plan was enacted. Rolling plan. Okay, those who know about this planning, rolling plan was enacted. You will come across it in economics section. So this rolling plan, 1-year plan, was enacted by the government of India in then 1979 to 80. And we witnessed the last contraction during this period. And this led to this fall of Morarji Desai government and coming back of Indira Gandhi government. Coming back to today's scenario, so the only green shoot, जो इकलौती उम्मीद है वो है agriculture. The only green shoot that is visible is agriculture in India, which has seen 3.4% of modest growth rate. Okay, and reasons are the good monsoon. The farmers, more number of people are now engaged in agriculture because of moving back of those migrant laborers. Okay, migrant laborers have now moved back to their villages, and monsoon has been good this year. Also the subsidies from government has been implemented in timely manner. So this has led to good improvement in agriculture production in this financial year, especially the Kharif crop. Yesterday I gave you data that the increase in Kharif crop production from the last year compared to last year has been 7% increment has been witnessed. Okay, while the various sectors, other sectors have witnessed a slump. This slump is up to 50%. This construction sector has witnessed 50% slump in its economic activity, downfall, right? Then trade, hotel, industry, transport, communication, these sectors have seen 47% downfall in their economic activity. So economic activity in India is going down, and various steps, the government is taking various steps to hold this. Okay, various solutions has been provided. Like recently with this coming of data, RBI has eased the liquidity norms. Then government packages are there. Okay, the various government packages are there. Then loan moratoriums have been provided. Okay, then the solutions like this Garib Kalyan Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana has been there for providing this food to poor people. Okay, then there is this scheme for small loans to vendors, in which the target is to provide loans to 50 lakh vendors across India, so that revival of economy could take place, and government is taking steps, right? But this COVID-19 has shaken the grounds. So coming to our next topic, which is about China controls around 1000 square kilometer of land in Ladakh. Okay, this is the headline, that China controls around 1000 square kilometer of land in Ladakh. So this is as per the intelligence report given to Government of India, and it shows that in various regions in Ladakh, here we have this Depsang Plains, okay, here we have this Galwan Valley, then this is the Daulat Beg Oldie Road, okay, SDBDO road. So along this this LAC, and from the perception of India, the China has moved, the Indian perception of LAC, the China has moved inside and occupied around 1000 square kilometer of land of India. Okay, so this has given the various, they have explained that around 900 square kilometer near this Depsang Plain, then 20 square kilometer in this Galwan Valley, then 12 kilometer in Hot Spring area, 65 kilometer in Pangong So Lake, and 20 square kilometer in this Chosol region. So all this amounts to around 1000 square kilometer of the land which has been occupied by the Chinese forces, right? And the tensions are still not very much to a level that we can say a peace settlement has been achieved. Okay, because on this 29th of August, it is the Indian side claimed that this Chinese incursion took place on recently 29th of August, while the China has claimed that even on 31st August, Indian side passed the LAC, okay, crossed the LAC, and incursion occurs on Chinese side. So still these tensions on LAC are going on, and still there is not, still the solution has not been achieved. Okay, the first after this 15 June clash in which 20 soldiers died of India, okay, on 15 June, the first settlement came with this meeting of special representatives of Ajit Doval and Wang Yi. Both the countries, this disengagement commenced only after the meeting of these special representatives from the two countries, but the solution is yet to be achieved. Okay, and the problem that has arisen, that suppose this is Ladakh and India, this is Ladakh, okay, and India says that this is LAC. From this perception of LAC, China has come inside. Now with this disengagement process, China has moved only till here, while India has moved till here. So a buffer zone has been created after this disengagement which is going on, okay. So after this disengagement, a buffer zone has been created, and in many areas India have to move backward from the region which were earlier patrolled by our forces. So it is a kind of loss to us, okay, because in future this could become the disputed region. In future this buffer zone could remain the zone of no man. So we would lose, we would be on the losing side, right? So the thing is that we need to create more engagement with Pakistani bureaucrats, so that the solution could be obtained. And recently also our external affairs minister S. Jaishankar has said that the peace could only be achieved between India-China relations only if we can have this equilibrium. If equilibrium could be achieved in our this dialogue process. Okay, and we have, India has very much clarified that only and only when this LAC issue is settled on this status quo, okay, which was earlier maintained, status quo before this June or May and June tensions, it should be, when it is re-established, then only India and China relations can move ahead. And it is very much important to maintain our territorial sovereignty and integrity. Right. Coming to this next article, which is about environment as a national issue. So actually this article by Ms. Jayanti Natarajan, who is a political activist, okay, and she it is an article against Ms. Sonia Gandhi's article, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi's article, which came on this environment and the government's role in it. Stop dismantling of environment on 13th of August 2020. It was written by Mrs. Sonia Gandhi. Okay. So this article is come in answer to that article, and it is a kind of political thing. So what I am going to utilize from this article is the problems in environment. So you only need to focus on what issues of environment we can focus on. She is saying that this political mileage or political dissonance should not end in this environmental damage. We should have a clear national policy, and we should go for this proper facts could be provided to public knowledge, so that better actions could be taken for the conservation of environment, rather than going for environmental issues to be used as political weapons. Okay, so this is good. So coming to what this article points out, okay, we will talk in points only because it is kind of political article. Okay, so the first point which has been raised by her is against the 177 out of 180 rank. Okay, 177 out of 180 rank in environment performance index. Okay, environment performance index. First talk about this index. This index is released by two universities, Yale and Columbia. Okay, Yale and Columbia, and both these universities, they do in collaboration with this World Economic Forum and this European Commission. Okay, they do with these two. So this has, they have been releasing this ranking index, environment performance index, for many years now. And earlier in 2006, India had 118 rank in 2006, which led to which declined to 123 in 2010, and finally 177 in 2018. So we can see what condition we are, that we are at the bottom most, okay, almost at the bottom of this ranking. So we are performing very poorly in our environmental parameters as per this report, right? So I've told you about the report, how it is released, and this article claims that this this data is of 2018. In 2000, as per 2020 report, the India's rank is 168 out of 177 countries in this EPI report. It is as per June 2020. Okay, so Miss Gandhi gave this ranking in her that article, while Miss Jayanti Natarajan has rectified her mistake, saying that the present ranking is this one. So India has improved a bit. Okay, so we are not going into politics, only we are discussing what data we can achieve from this article. The second problem that has been raised by both of them, especially Jayanti Natarajan, is that the capitalism, the growth versus environment challenge. Okay, the growth versus environment challenge which is faced by every government. The balance is a challenge for every government. Okay, so the problem that Modi government is alleged of being pro-capitalist. Okay, and the reasons are, yes, the reasons are there, that recently 41 mines were in no-go zones were auctioned by Prime Minister Modi. Okay, so the problem that arises, that he has been alleged being pro-capitalist, and while implementing this ease of doing business, he has eased many of the laws of environment for these companies, industries. So Ms. Jayanti Natarajan has criticized Sonia Gandhi's statement and said that yes, this has been done to a level because development is necessary in the country, but the problem is not this part, because we have proper laws and regulations to regulate them. Okay, the problem is with this non-regulated sector, which is agriculture. Okay, the pollution caused by agriculture and household. The problem is with this sector, where we do not have any kind of laws to maintain and regulate them. Okay, then the next point, we have written 2 points here. I will give you 6 points around. So the third point is this EIA draft and the pollution in North India. Okay, pollution in North India and the EIA draft 2020, which has been supposed to be diluting this EIA. Okay, environmental impact assessment. I will teach you this EIA in my environment class. Okay, तो पॉल्यूशन नॉर्थ इंडिया में ऑलरेडी एक प्रॉब्लम है, जिसके लिए गवर्नमेंट ने नेशनल क्लीन एयर प्रोग्राम चला रखा है, एंड यस मेनी अदर स्टेप्स हैव बीन टेकन विच वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इन आवर एनवायरनमेंट क्लास. और EIA 2020, yes, the dilution, it is actually a draft notification and yet to be published into a full notification, right? The full notification, full-fledged notification is yet to come. So the government is taking the inputs from various stakeholders in society and will implement them. So it is yet to be seen that आगे क्या होता है इस ड्राफ्ट में, इस नोटिफिकेशन में, right? So yes, it is a third problem. Then fourth problem was that I told you about this mining and deforestation. Okay, the fifth one is deforestation. And the problem is that government has given this permissions to industries in Novo region, ecologically sensitive region, like this auction of 40 mining, okay, and this industry is also undergoing, this land banks have been created, and this is also leading to deforestation, has been claimed by many others experts, right? So the thing is, the solution, the Ms. Jayanti Natarajan claims that even here we have laws, the and regulations, okay, even here we have policies, but the problem is with those jhum cultivation, there we do not have any kind of law, we do not drag them into any code, okay. The problem is with rising agriculture, okay, rising area under agriculture. So here we cannot drag people into code, but this is leading to this problem of deforestation. Then there's fifth problem of Adivasis. Fifth problem is of tribal people, which has been raised by Ms. Sonia Gandhi, and in this she says that FRA Act, Forest Right Act 2006 has yet not been implemented. So it is actually fault of both the government have not been able to implement this FRA Act, not in the last 8 years by Congress, and not even the present 6 to 7 years by this Modi government, BJP government, okay. So the thing is that in FRA government, 4 hectares of land was to be allotted, okay, to every, for the every family household living in this tribal region for doing this agriculture, for agriculture purpose. And this was only on the basis of when there was list of 75 years, record of 75 years of settlement in that forest area by that tribal society, okay. On that basis only this 4 hectares of land will be provided. But there has been this problem of this land allocation versus maintaining the pristine form of nature, okay, maintaining pristine form of nature. If we give land to them, they will start agriculture, then they have to cut trees, so this ecosystem balance would get hampered. So, and there are other many clauses, that's why this FRA is still not implemented in well structured manner. Also कौन सो पहले से फॉरेस्ट में रह रहा है, and those beneficiaries, the targeting of beneficiaries is still a point of contention, okay. So these many points which I wanted to give you. Also this Nirmal Ganga point has been there. The government says that we can achieve this Nirmal Ganga, that is pure Ganga, by this cleaning of sewerage, but the Aval Ganga, that is the continuous flow of Ganga, is difficult to achieve. The continuous flow, ecological flow, is difficult to achieve, and the reason is that the piped water supply to cities has been there on large scale, and this irrigation water supply to agriculture has been there. So this could make this ecological flow of Ganga difficult. So don't go with the politics in article, only go with the points that I have given you, because this can be utilized as the points of environmental issues or concerns in mains answer writing, okay, especially in GS paper 3. So coming to the next article, which is this ex-president Pranab Mukherjee passes away. So he was a great statesman, a great scholar, and even he has been admired by various people in society. Even Prime Minister Narendra Modi had said that he left an indelible mark on the development trajectory of our nation. He was awarded Bharat Ratna recently, and we also cherish, we also हम भी इनको याद करते हैं, okay. Then the thing is that the state mourning would go on, and in this state mourning what happens, the flag, Indian flag flies half mast, okay, आधे पर रहता है. The Indian flag flies half mast, and no official entertainment takes place. No official entertainment takes place, okay. So 7 days of official mourning would take place. Now Supreme Court has imposed ₹1 fine on contempt of Mr. Bhushan. So I told you that there are 2 kinds of contempt, the criminal contempt and this civil contempt, and they are being under this law, Criminal Contempt Act, CCA, Criminal Contempt Act of 1971. In my previous The Hindu lecture, I explained this very well, that what contempt is and under what law and under what constitution article it comes, and under what condition it can be applied. So Supreme Court applied this contempt of court on lawyer and activist Prashant Bhushan earlier for 2 of his tweets, and he asked him to apologize. But when Prashant Bhushan refused to apologize, a nominal fine of ₹1 was imposed on him, and said either you have to pay the fine or you have to go for 3 months in this prison, and you will be barred for 3 years from practicing. This was announced by the Supreme Court in this. Okay, so this nominal fee, it seems that the Supreme Court wants a way out of this problem, this issue, right? Because it has led to kind of loss of dignity to Supreme Court because of intolerance they have shown. Okay, even the Attorney General of India, he advised that such matters should be left so that we are ready to accept the criticism. Okay, so the Supreme Court should have accepted it as a truth and fair criticism, leaving the matter to this public. Okay, rather than coming into it and further they have shown this unjustifiable insistence. Okay, so things have now turned towards for Supreme Court, because they have, even while managing their dignity and respect, they have kind of lost it. Okay, so with this I would like to move towards my next topic, which is this Facebook should be treated as co-accused in riots in Delhi. So what actually happened, this news is about Facebook's role in riots in Delhi. So in fact, before this assembly election in February 2020 in Delhi, there was an effort to incite violence, says Mr. Raghav Chadda, who is chairman of this Police and Harmony Committee in Delhi. So he says that there was a planned or kind of conspiracy which was premeditated by rioters, and this was premeditated or planned with the role of Facebook also, as per Mr. Chadda. So Facebook has a clear-cut role and it should be investigated in a fair manner. It has been asked by the Committee on this Peace and Harmony, which was set by the Delhi government, to check into the issues of Delhi riots. Okay, so this government panel has now summoned the official Facebook India officials so that they can come and explain their point of view. Okay, they can give answers. They have now been summoned in the next meeting, and they are now need to answer this prima facie evidence shows that this Facebook had a role. So now they have to give answer. Also, hypocrisy has been seen in this role of Facebook, as this Black Lives Matters movement was going on in this America. Black Lives Matter. Okay, so recently we saw that George Floyd was died, and this Black Lives Matter movement started, and there was violence in America. So what Facebook did, they implemented community standard. They removed all the content which was against this brotherhood, okay, which was against this community feeling, togetherness feeling in USA. But in Delhi, even after the riots happened, they did not apply or implemented the same standard. This shows the hypocrisy on part of this Facebook. So, and also we have seen that Facebook has a quite good role in affecting the democratic electoral process in India. Okay, we will talk about that in the next topic. So this technological giant, they should be held accountable for their roles. Okay, for their roles in our electoral processes and other community feelings. Okay, like this one. So they should be held accountable for their actions, and they should be properly regulated. And government can go for a joint parliamentary committee. Actually, recently the Congress has demanded, in this article we see that the Congress has demanded this criminal investigation in affairs of Facebook India under this joint parliamentary committee. Okay, we will discuss the joint parliamentary committee. Let us first discuss the news. So recently what has happened in this Wall Street Journal article, which has exposed that the Facebook's role was there, especially in Facebook India head Anki Das, and she is biased. Okay, she is biased towards the ruling party as claimed by Congress. Okay, and they have been interfering in India's electoral democracy. So fair and free election is what makes India's democracy vibrant. Okay, fair and free elections. if this is being hampered by these technological giant, then we could not see the political progress which India is witnessing. Okay, our leaders could become the puppet of these political giants. So it is very much important to investigate into these matters and to hold these technological giants accountable for their actions in each and every manner. Okay, now coming to the Joint Parliamentary Committee. The Joint Parliamentary Committee is ad hoc. Ad hoc means temporary. Temporary committee set up with the specific objective. किसी particular objective से set किया जाता है किसी particular duration के लिए, for specific duration. The subject matter and the membership of this committee, Joint Parliamentary Committee, is decided by the Parliament. और ये तब सेट की जाती है either when the motion is accepted by one house and the second house supports or agrees the motion. Then the Joint Parliamentary Committee can be set up on that particular motion, or both the chairman of both the houses can communicate among each other and can set this Joint Parliamentary Committee. Okay, so ये एक इसमें this the strength, the number of members could be variable, but the members from Lok Sabha are double the members of Rajya Sabha in this Joint Parliamentary Committee, and they are set up on special issues to investigate serious issues, right? Serious issues which can have impact on the mind of public, which need, like the matters of corruption. Okay, so these kind of special issues are given to be investigated by this Joint Parliamentary Committee, and it is a weapon of investigation, a tool of investigation with the Parliament. Okay, so ये एक investigative tool है Parliament के पास. With this help, Parliament can investigate various matters. So I hope it is very much clear to you people. Then moving to our next topic, which is rare Renati Chola era inscription has been unearthed, and it is kind of prelims news. We can have question and prelims from this part. Like this Renati Chola statement could be there. One statement could be there like, or were the local bodies during this Chola period. Statement 1, there could be statement 2 that Renati Chola ruled during 8th century. Okay, so this could be because it is in news, right? So and then there could be options like select both one, select only one, only two. Okay, these kind of options could be there. So you have to be ready with these kind of things, right? So recently what happened, a Renati Chola inscription has been unearthed in Kadapa district of Andhra, right? In Kadapa district of Andhra Pradesh. So this has been found by a farmer in a by a farmer, and was identified by this history student, Mr. Vasudeva Reddy, and now this has been taken to this museum, right? So it's an 8th century signed inscription, which is 25 lines, readable 25 lines in archaic Telugu language. Okay, and the inscription in first line reads that the 6 martus, it's a land measuring unit, 6 martus of land has been gifted to a person, Siddhamayu, who was a Brahmin. Okay, then the last lines of this gives priority to the moral character of people, the morality, okay, in those days. And it says, it reads that the people who will safeguard this inscription for future generation will have the status of just conducting Aswamedha Yaga. Okay, so it was conducted by the kings in those days to mark their territories, to extend their territories, right? And then we have those who are destroying it will incur the sin equivalent to causing a death in Varanasi. So you can see how the morals were related in those days. Okay, so I think that is enough for this factual thing, and with this I would like to thank you for the day, and I hope you are doing well and I have contributed well to your knowledge. Thank you. Have a nice day.